Sorry for the interruption. Welcome back to the live. We did attempt to do this live an hour or so ago, and then we got cut off. It's actually raining, so um, the challenge that I'm having, the challenge at this point in time is we're trying to fix that. If you can hear me, let me know. Kindly join the live. Remember to hit the like and hit the share button and also subscribe, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. It costs absolutely nothing. It's you hitting the subscribe button, but it goes a long way in helping any creator's channel, not necessarily just this one. Hey D, thank you so much for coming back. I left you a message on your WhatsApp, and you still haven't replied. Just wanted to say that to you. I left you a message. Thank you so much for being the first person to join the live, or amongst the first people to join the live. We are having heavy rains at the moment, so network can be funny, when it's raining, especially with lightning and stuff. So what I did is I took that as an opportunity for me to just munch on something and then continue, because I had been I know, D, we get busy, isn't it? I know you'll get back to me. And Kwashino says, oh my God, hello Queen, I didn't know you go. Oh yes, I do go live. Thank you so much for joining the live, Kwashino. What's happening is I'm going to be balancing the content both live and long form, because what I realized when I went to Beauty World was actually saves a lot of time, doing live videos. The only con to the live videos is they do not get that much monetization. I guess it's an opportunity for the viewers to utilize things like super thanks, super chat, and super stickers. And good news is we now have super thanks, we have super chat and super stickers. So if you'd like to support the channel by sending something through that's fine. With the lives, you don't really get that. You don't really get anything decent, really. Well, with YouTube as a whole, it's getting harder and harder to make money off YouTube anyway. But with the live, it's kind of like very, very low in terms of revenue. Like you could do a live for 2 hours and get $2. I'm just giving you this as a comparison so that you know. Now, why do they do that with the live as opposed to what they would do with the long form content? Is with the live, YouTube cannot guarantee monetization because they don't know what you're talking about. You understand? So if you're posting long form content, before it is actually ready to even be viewed, YouTube puts it through a process. Sometimes it takes 2 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, depending on the length of the video, where they check it for copyright and everything. So when they give it a thumbs up or a green light to say you can publish this content, they will also enable monetization at the same time, because they would have like pre-seen what you're planning to do. So with a live now, and with all the topics going around and stuff like that, they don't really push lives in terms of monetization, because what if I'm here talking about something that really doesn't make sense? Society wise, and there's YouTube, say monetizing me. So that's the difference. But I am enjoying doing lives a lot because they save me time, especially in terms of editing and stuff. So we had started this live. We were 20 minutes in. Phaedra, thank you so much, Phaedra, for joining the live. She said, hey, Fragrance family, greetings from Washington, D.C. Yes, greetings to you too. Thank you so much for joining the live. I appreciate the support. Remember to hit the like and share button. What we're doing is we're going to have a chit chat while I unbox some of the fragrances that I got from Beauty World. So these fragrances are fragrances that were gifted. I'm just going to do a fast one, because in the previous video, I had actually unboxed this one and even reviewed it. So I got this one from Paris Corner. Paris Corner has got a limited edition fragrance from the Kerr line. This is Ember. I'm going to open it for you. So it comes in this. It's a limited release. They only made 350, and I'm not sure what criteria they're using to give out these fragrances. So I got one, and I didn't check what criteria they were using, whether these are fragrances that they gifted some of the influencers they hosted at Beauty World, or I don't know. So this is the Kerr one. It's according to Paris Corner, it's just going to be a one-off. Comes with a card, and the card has got the number, just like we do with Proud Mary. You know, we have a fragrance of our own, Proud Mary, and we made 2,500 bottles, and you get a card with a message, and that is what Paris Corner has done. So nice, nice. I also actually noticed that Orientica has done that with one of their new releases as well. So my fragrance is going to be 311 of 350 bottles. It's gonna sit in there, and let me show you a close-up of it and just give you a run, just, you know, one or two things about it. You may very well be able to pick this up somewhere, because not everyone who's gifted is going to want to keep the fragrance, if you know what I mean. So it is from the care line. The bottle kind of looks like it's going to have coffee, milk, or caramel praline, you know, chocolate, cacao, that sort of thing. But it's not how it opens up or vibes, right? The opening of this fragrance is going to remind you a lot of that Latafa Facha, the original Facha that vibes like Lentadi. Unmistakably so, that's what I get in this fragrance. However, this is way, way better. It leans even closer to Fugazi's Orange Crush. If you saw my review on Fugazi's Orange Crush on my second channel, CeeChronicles Unscripted, I did say that it reminds me a lot of Lenta D, but they twist to it. There's something that was like, in that fragrance, something that felt like mandarin, you know, very, not felt like, actually, in Orange Crush, there's a lot of oranges, right? So in this now, I'm saying it kind of feels more towards the Fugazi Orange Crush than Lenta D itself. However, you are going to get that powdery thing and that kick that you get in Lenta D, whether it's the regular one or it's the intense. There is like a powdery presentation of the florals. That's what you get in this fragrance. Way in the dry down where it's very enjoyable, it becomes smooth, okay, not necessarily quiet. It is a loud fragrance, but if you didn't like that heightened powdery musky thing or in the opening, you will definitely love it in a dry down. It is a beautiful fragrance. So this I'm not going to give away or sell. I love it. I will be honest, I don't like the opening, but we don't wear fragrances for the opening, so this dries down pretty well. So got that from Paris Corner. I didn't actually get it from Beauty World. They had to mail it after, because at Beauty World it was so busy. Now, because I started doing this video, guys, things are all over, but we had just talked about 3 fragrances. The Paris Corner PR package that you were getting at Beauty World came in this, and I noticed that there were other houses that were also giving this, you know, fluorescent colored packaging. So I'm not sure whether they use the same company or it was coincidence, because when you go to Beauty World, you see a lot of similarities, you know, different houses doing a lot of similar things. And what I'm going to do in this video, I'm also going to try and help you in case you're one of those that are also tired of repetitions, redundancy and stuff. I'm also going to try and help you or direct you to which houses you may perhaps want to look at that are not really going with the flow. Where what I mean by this is there were a lot of gourmands, okay? Lot of gourmands. The macaron was the theme. The biscuits were the themes, the marshmallow and stuff. And it was like from one house to the other, making you think that, I don't know, is it they have the same PR person, the same marketing person? Do they know each other? Because, you know, it's very, very, it's such a coincidence that you'd have all that, you know, having a theme, like different houses, but kind of pushing the same theme. But however, there are some houses that were not doing that. And when it comes to Paris Corner, I don't know whether I said it earlier, I like the House of Paris Corner, not only because I'm on their PR list, I like the House of Paris Corner because we are of an understanding that they can send me whatever they want to send, and I speak whatever I want to say, because I'm not being paid. If I love a fragrance, I love it. If I don't, I don't, right? So I get PR from Paris Corner. The PR from Paris Corner actually started, I'll say January this year. That's when I started getting PR, like even automatically without asking them, they will send me PR. And I always say, give what you're ready to collect, right? And there are some brands who will reach out to you to say, we want to give you PR. But the PR will have certain conditions, like, oh, you need, you know, they will kind of like not say nice things, but you can listen, or you can like kind of deduce from the wording that they want you to sort of like hype whatever it is they've given you. So Paris Corner is not one of those houses. So anytime I bring a Paris Corner, if I love it, I love it. If I don't, I don't. And I've always been like that. And my reference to you should be able to give what you're willing to take is also in this. I have a fragrance that I created, guys, Proud Mary Extrait de Parfum. This fragrance will have people love it, some will not. So I wouldn't want to gift somebody this fragrance and then coerce them into acting like they love it. Okay, so that's basically what I was saying about Paris Corner. And before I show you the other ones, actually, let me just emphasize that we still do have Proud Mary Extrait de Parfum 120 ml of fragrance that I created. Personally, it's my first fragrance after 7 years of talking about fragrances. This is a fragrance that I created, funded by one of the CeeChronicles family. So if you want to put your nose on this fragrance, you can do so. I'm going to leave, there is a shop, actually, you can shop for this fragrance directly on this app on my page. Okay, you can click that and shop. Just make sure that at checkout you put the discount code C15 for you to get 15%. 120 mls is a genderless fragrance. Anyone can wear this fragrance. Fruity, floral, spices, woods, and vanilla, and it can, you know, hold its own all year round. So there are no seasons to this, right? So anyway, at Beauty World from Paris Corner, we got that. There wasn't much in the package, and I wasn't bothered because, as I said, Paris Corner have me on their PR list. So I knew that they would send whatever, and they did. So the limited release, the 350 bottles that you saw me showing you there, that was sent after. But in the Paris Corner PR, they did put these Rifahat 15 ml bottles. It does look like Paris Corner is now offering a lot of miniatures. Just like Latafa, you can now get the miniature set of the Balaoud. You can get the miniature set of most of the Latafa prize. So these companies are now offering miniatures as well. So this is Rifahat, drawing inspiration of YSL Baby Cat, a spicy, sweet, woody, aromatic, you know, wintry like fragrance. Very strong this is. I also got a mug as well as this. In the earlier video that got stuck, Maima had gone to collect the mug, but I don't think we're going to redo that because we went 20 minutes in and then the network started playing up because it's raining. So this is what you would have gotten directly from Paris Corner if you had gone to Beauty World. There is this massive book, very heavy, but I did choose to bring it along, you know, despite the weight, because the weight was another thing that made me organize that the fragrances follow. So for those who are looking at going to Beauty World, maybe next year, and just want my take, can you just answer D? She's asking, so no, nobody seemed to cover Rasasi Ajmal Al Haramain. Much to all, Orientica, Swiss Arabian got some because of new drops, but what was going on? See, tell us. Oh yeah, sure. When it comes to Al Haramain, I went to the Al Haramain stand. I'm going to show you what they gave me, actually. I think we can get that one out of the way because I remember you even asked when I was at Beauty World, and I went. Where did I put the Al Haramain ones? Maima, can you? Yeah. I went to Al Haramain. Now, Al Haramain has been doing campaigns with Jason Derulo. Okay, Jason Derulo, the musician. We grew up, you know, singing to Jason Derulo. I love his music, and I actually have his CD. So I noticed that they're pushing. It seems like they're taking that direction where they are working with a person like Jason Derulo, and perhaps it was the reason why they really didn't care much about coverage and stuff. I did go to the stand. I actually asked them for samples or if they had goodie bags, and this is what I got, okay, from Al Haramain. So it's not that you go to a house for samples per se, but what happens when you are a creator like myself, when you talk of a fragrance or a brand, you draw traction to that brand. The brand will get you know, some sort of incentive from you just doing the video. So you would expect that if you are talking about a brand and you are physically there, right? It's not about why they're not sending PR and stuff, but if you're physically there, the least a brand can do is actually maybe give you PR. So with Al Haramain, I got these. It's actually two because I was with my mom, but it's a repetition of what they gave me last year, except for this one that says Bon Cherie Violet. Okay, this is the only different one. Otherwise, we had Amber Oud, we had Laventia, we had, which one? Palm Dubai we had. So that's as much as I did with Al Haramain. However, I do have a video. I did record. I do have a video of what I was able to, you know, to record of Al Haramain. And Al Haramain, now going back to what I was saying about some of the brands doing their own thing, they seem to be one of those that are also doing their own thing, because I didn't see like a gourmand line or theme or something, which is a good thing. So for some people that may be tired of the repetitiveness in the fragrance industry, you may want to look at companies like Al Haramain, Afnan, Swiss Arabian. Those are brands that are not really kind of like going with the flow. They seem to be doing their own thing. Paris Corner as well, the one we're talking about right now, is also great. Now, am I saying Paris Corner is not giving us gourmands? No, I think they actually did flood us with gourmands a couple of months ago. But what I noticed with Paris Corner is they seem to go for the DNAs that are not washed up per se. So if you want something that's going to be unique and you love the House of Paris Corner, then absolutely support the House of Paris Corner, because you're likely to find something completely new to your nose. So from Paris Corner, this was sent to me December Amber. If you follow the Paris Corner perfumes, you will know that then this makes the third one from their December series. There's December Vanilla, December Rose, and now Amber. This one has got the notes listed there. The top says aniseed, apple, and coconut. The heart is saffron, rose, and plum. And then the base is caramel, moss, vanilla, amber, benzoin, and cedarwood. We're just going to give it a quick spray, but we had spoken about this in the earlier video. This to me feels like a masculine gourmand, in the sense that it has like a woody thing, in as much as it has the caramel, which you can of course smell, and that fruitiness. I think of peach. Does this have peach? Apple? No, there's a peach thingy that I get here, but it could be just the apple and the plum. There's certainly like a fruity thing that you're going to perceive from this fragrance. It's very embery. It's also a little bit sweet. The caramel doesn't weigh in to make it like yummy or gooey, but it is a sweet fragrance, and it's a gourmand that's probably going to be a no-brainer for men. However, the sweetness and that fun gourmand aspect of it, despite it being an embery fragrance, may make it such that women will love it as well. The DNA is super unique in the sense that it's not washed up. We haven't received like 1,000 of these type of smeller likes, you know, before. So that is from Paris Corner. So we're just going to I'm just going to run through the Paris Corners and then we move on. And then we got Wowie. I did review Wowie. You know, I think I spoke about this one twice. And Wowie is off their Tuscan line, the same line that gave us Caramel Cascade, the same line that gave us the Bianco Latte clone. Now they have this one. Okay, this is a gourmand, but again, as I was saying, Paris Corner seems to be in the lead when it comes to picking some of these DNAs that are not washed up. This gives me a creamy coconut, you know, even biscuit accord, but it's not reminding me of a gazillion other fragrances that I've smelled before. The coconut in this fragrance doesn't make it feel as though it's like under the Bianco Latte thingy. No, this is actually super foody, you know, than milky. Bianco Latte is super milky, like tonic. This to me is like a whipped cream, you know, dessert. It pushes to the surface that sugar note, even caramel, yummy, that sort of thing. I absolutely love this one. I did actually say that this could very well go right up there to one of my favorites. You know, from the Tuscan line. I love the candy accord that wraps this fragrance around. And Maima is right next to me and she's smiling, so I know she loves it. And I did give a mental shortcut that there is a drink that I grew up loving, and I still do, as a kid, called cream soda. I don't know if it's an internationally recognized, you know, flavor, but there is something in here that kind of feels like cream soda or sherbety, you know, that sherbety that has a tang. That's what you're going to get from Huawei. Girls are going to love this. Anyone who loves sweet fragrances is going to love this. It's gourmand without making you feel like, you know, you're cooking something like too much, like in your face, but it is gourmand. I have to caution you on that. And then Paris Corner gave me this one. This is Pinklin. I do not like Pinklin's cap or the collar, okay, because it just feels as though Paris Corner got lazy. It is presented in a nice box, which is a hard box, but the bottle in itself just, you know, screams like tacky to me. I don't know. Pinklin has got this flimsy light cap, rather collar, and then it has a super light, almost very like a weightless cap. Understandably so. Wait, I want to spray it in there. Understandably so because of the pricing of these fragrances, but I'm always of the mindset that if you're gonna put, you know, a hard box, you're gonna put a poem like this and stuff, you may as well just go the whole 9 yards, because then being lazy when you're already there doesn't really make sense. So this is the packaging. Awesome packaging. There's a lot of wording there. It actually says chapter 1 and then it goes on to chapter 2 and so on, but the bottle in itself, I think they didn't put as much effort as I would have thought they would. Okay, so this is Pinklin. We also did a full review of this one, but just gonna recap it for you. Okay, this is certainly a floral. It's pretty, it's sweet, it's fruity. Okay, it just has this like a peony thing about it. Doesn't smell like Delina, so don't worry about that, but there is a fruity feel in this fragrance that kind of like is fruit juicy, even like lychee fruity, something like that. It could also have apple, even strawberries and raspberry and stuff like that, and all that comes presented or, you know, working together with like a rosy peony kind of thing. So that is Pinklin. The last ones from Paris Corner I'm not going to unbox, but I'm just going to show you because they did throw them in anyway. This was the big box, guys, that came with the PR. They threw in these little minis. Paris Corner now has minis, 25 mls of Cur Felicity. This will make very great gifts, nice gifts for Christmas. Cur Fusion, and they come in the bottles that are exactly like the bigger ones, okay? And then this is Cur Confection, and then lastly, Cur Pistachio. Okay, so that makes the PR that I got from Paris Corner. Now remember I was saying, guys, if you are going to Beauty World and you wanted to know what was the difference between last year, because I did go last year, and this year the PR was not PRing, okay, and understandably so, because there's so many influencers. So if the brands have to give everyone PR, you know, it might end up being too much for the brands, although these are big brands that of course can afford it. But I'm just saying, if I'm to compare last year and this year, last year they asked for your social media handle. They wanted to know the numbers, they wanted to know your content style, and as soon as you showed them that, they'll give you more PR than you actually need, right? I actually had a problem even with the weight. I ended up paying extra weight, but this time around it wasn't the case. You needed to prove yourself a little bit more, something that I just decided not to do. And when I say prove yourself a little bit more, is I chose this year and the years to come to go for Beauty World for my own personal experience and to enjoy, you know, the experience, as opposed to what I did when I went the very first time. If you watched the very first time I went to Beauty World, it was all work and I never got even the time to process or to live in the moment. So this time around when I went to Beauty World, I said I will cover as much as I can, but I also want, you know, to just see what's going on, because Beauty World is beyond just Middle Eastern fragrances. You're gonna see even Jovadan was there, Roja Dove was there, Boadicea was there, okay, and a lot of other Yeah, Zerjov was there. So there's a lot that you could actually just go for than to just go for reviewing. However, it does help if you have a channel like myself that you will then also get content while you're there rather than just go. But I noticed that this year it wasn't what was expected. It wasn't the norm where you just get content for being a creator. You kind of like had to ask. You did sometimes have you'll be told, oh, sit there, we're gonna bring it for you and stuff. Where I mean it's something that I'm just putting out there for other people that may want to go there, that it does seem that like because there's so many influencers, if you're going there, go there for the experience rather than for the PR. Because if you go there for the PR, you might get a little bit disappointed. Go for the experience, go for the connections, because at Beauty World you meet a lot of people. Not only the creators, you meet creators, you meet brand owners, right? You meet business people, and it's not only just fragrance. There's lotions, there's manufacturers, bottles, packaging, makeup. It's just that I get to show you just the fragrances because that's what I do more. Now, from the house of Zamaya, I did capture, or Maima captured while they were giving me this. Zamaya had a little competition going on, which is, I think, what was mostly going around for people who wanted some samples, right? So they had this competition going on where you would get a token, you put it in the machine, you press the machine, and a sample would come out. So I played, and what came was this one, which is the sweet, which is the Schmers. I think this one's called Schmers. That's what came out. Now, what am I saying here? I am saying, let's say I was not into fragrance reviewing, I was not an influencer, I was not whatever, I'd have probably come here with just this, okay? But because I was with I was at Zamaya's stand last year, they did recognize me, so I was able to get 3 fragrances from them. So we have Tiramisu Schmers, okay, which is this one. I love Zamaya's packaging. I love Zamaya's quality. I believe, or I can safely say, this is one of the houses that deserves recognition. I love their pricing, and I love how they pay attention to detail. Schmers is like this. It comes in the tiramisu, packaging. They gave us tiramisu cocoa, which was in a more latte clone last year, and then they gave us tiramisu caramel, which was a bianco latte clone. Now we have this one, so this is going to be centered on the raspberry. Loads of raspberry. Didi says, I'm interested in seeing Bath and Body fragrance lines. Oh yeah, I'll try, and if I get those, they'll go on the second channel. This is a gourmand, very strawberry forward, fluffy, marshmallow, with that confection thing. I don't know where or how they're managing to have these fragrances come to the surface with this biscuity thing, but I also get that from this. The difference between this one and Wowie, well, they're not the same at all, but because I spoke about Paris Corner's Wowie, do not buy Wowie because of this, or vice versa. You can totally own the two. That biscuity accord is there, but that's as far as what the two have in common. Wowie takes that milky, electronic direction. Not too milky, but there is like a creamy direction, while this one takes a marshmallow, cotton candy, strawberry, biscuity direction. So there's this, okay? And then I got this one, Zucruf. Last year we had Zucruf. Did we have Zucruf? No, I came with Zucruf here, which I bought off my own money, which was the Zucruf that smells a lot like Yara. So I've since let that one go, but we have Zucruf that smells like Yara. We have the blue Zucruf. I think that one is Dior Sauvage or whatever clone, but it's for men. And then we have Zucruf Cherry, the one that draws inspiration of Lost Cherry. Now we have Zucruf Peach Please, okay? Now hear me out. This is going to smell a lot like Peach Delulu, so do expect the guava and the peach and all the nice stuff. Peach Delulu is a fragrance that we're given by Paris Corner, so this is going to smell a lot like it. But remember I said, be on the lookout for Paris Corner, because they kind of seem to start or they seem to be trend starters when it comes to some of these DNAs, because before I got Peach Jululu from Paris Corner, I hadn't smelled anything like it. Now that I've gotten this one from Zamaya, it's unmistakable that it's kind of in the same fragrance family. Although this one to me feels a lot nectarous, a lot ripened, okay, and this actually pushes more of the peach note than the guava note. Remember in Peach Delulu by Paris Corner, I even said it's not the sort of fragrance that I'll direct you to if you love peach or peach, like very peachy fragrances. However, if you love fruity fragrances, you're going to love it. Peach de Lulu actually ends up being like a tease of a guava, and of course, like a peach, of course, helping, but mostly the guava. In this, I smell the peach more. And of course, the guava is kind of somewhere there, adding sort of like a little bit of a sour tang to the mix. Some may also come here and say, no, it is actually a peach, but is interpreting as unripened. Remember, I said I'm getting a nectarous ripened peach, but there's that sour thing that comes in, which I believe is coming from the guava. Now, as that sour thing comes in, some will feel or say that this is maybe more of the guava, or it has that sour tang, making it such that the peach is not really like bright and juicy, but rather green and unripened. So this is another one we got. The last one I got from the house of Zamaya is this one. This one is called Sharaf Divine. Okay, it comes in this. You open it like that. So this is Sharaf Divine. Of the three that I got, this is the one I'm less impressed with. Why? Because it draws inspiration of that Killian Angel Share Paradise. Okay, now with the DNA, the Angel Share Paradise, there's been houses that have gotten to Paradise faster than Zamaya. So that is also an undoing, on Zamaya's part, because when it comes to Middle Eastern fragrance houses, now that we know that most of them are clone houses, I guess now it's a fast fingers first type of situation where they have to get to these DNAs fast enough. With Angel's Share Paradise DNA, French Avenue gave us that Sequoia. Okay, so that was one of the first one. And then we got Fire and Ice, is it? By Latafa. Now we have this. So this is just another take to that Angel's Share Paradise. If you haven't added it to your collection, or depending on the price, perhaps you may want to try, or perhaps you may want to add this one, the Zamaya one. The bottle, guys, I think the bottle is 1 kilo and the plastic is weightless, right? So this, if you drop it, nothing's going to happen to it. It's just plastic, but the bottle, no wonder we had a problem with the luggage. Okay, now a quick one before I forget. We saw this company. I'm not going to review them, but there was a lady who was kind enough to give us these samples. We didn't even have to ask for them. This company is called Perfume in Loris. If you know this company and you'd like for me to bring full reviews, I certainly will. I love sniffing all sorts of fragrances, so I certainly will. But I just wanted to show you and give them credit, because I didn't buy these. I was actually gifted at Beauty World. And there's also another company, actually, be careful, that's going to switch off my ring light. There's also another company, this one. This one is a new company. They are on Instagram. They're called Kalat Naif. Okay, some of you might know about this company. If you want me to bring reviews from them, I will. But I'm not going to sniff them for you here, because maybe that is not what you're here for, new fragrances. But I was gifted these at Beauty World. There's a gentleman who came to me when I was at the Bodesia stand, and he just said to me, oh, do you like this one? He pointed to the Bodesia, and I guess he didn't know that I was a content creator. So he just said, do you like this one? He saw me sniffing one Bodesia, and he said, oh, we have it. It's called this, And I was like, oh, wow. And then he said, okay, I can give you, a couple of them. You look us up on Instagram, and then you see our shop. We are a new fragrance company that's also creating fragrances. Now, from the house of Amaf, guys, I got, I think it was 3 fragrances, 2 from their Risala line. Is it Risala? If I'm botching that, you can correct me. 2 from their Risala line. I think they were the gourmands. I left those because this time around I was clever enough to go to the airport on time, like not on time, rather like 4 hours before 4 hours that I should board. Okay, so when it's an international flight, you have to check in 4 hours before. Now, what am I saying? I went 8 hours before because in our hotel room, we didn't have a scale. Although I could do, like an eeny, meeny, miny, more thing, I knew some of the fragrances may be heavy to carry. So I went to the airport, we weighed each bag. The ones that had excess, we removed and we put to the side. And those we had to call Karim to come and collect so that I don't lose them or at least get charged for extra luggage. So what am I saying? Afnan gave me 3 fragrances, but this is the one, the bling is the one I said I'm gonna go with. I have to, because this is off the Club de Nuit line. This is the one they were showcasing. It was in this glass bottle with lighting and was floating. It was like a bottle floating in the air, huge bottle. And they threw in this one as well, Otzi White Edition. Okay, this I don't think is a new fragrance. Now I'm gonna waste a couple of sprays for you for the bling and tell you my thoughts. It's not a full extensive review, but this is probably one of those that you may be interested in knowing what it's doing. The bottle looks bigger than the regular ones. I'm not sure, maybe it's just me being deceived by how it's how it has that bling inside there and it's more of the bottle. Huh? No. We don't want to waste time. So this is a muff bling. They have a lot more, guys, and they also introduced more of those gourmands. There's mango, this and that. So there's a lot of gourmands that are going to come from a muff, especially from their Otzi line and of course from their regular line. But there's a lot of gourmands, and this one, good thing about it is it's not a gourmand. It kind of feels as though it's got juniper, but I don't think it lists the note of juniper. It is a green fragrance, aromatic green with some freshness. This is what you expect in this fragrance. Kind of smells like, I don't know whether it's a cardamom, but there is like a green leafy thing in this fragrance, and then it has a citrus gang up, right? Totally not what I was expecting. More so if the fragrance is going to be called bling, but I can see this one being one that people may like. It's not really a fave of mine unless it changes, with time. It kind of pushes forward even like an iris or something like that. So this is bling. I'm going to bring it in due course, the full reviews. Mama, you can put that to the side. It also smells a little bit like Allure, Chanel, Allure Homme for men, that sort of thing. I'm not sure whether it's a clone or not. Now, when I go to the Middle East, you know that I will pass through Yousef Vice place. This I'm not going to review because this is a fragrance I got him to create for me, so there's nothing to review, but I just wanted to show you because it did come from Dubai, didn't it? Okay, so it says CeeChronicles. If you are in Dubai and you love Yousef Vice to create a fragrance for you like this, you'd have to make an appointment, and then because he's got so many stores, but if you want him personally, you have to make an appointment, and then he will be there. You explain what you want, you play around with a couple of mixes, and then he will create a fragrance for you. Okay, it depends on whatever he puts together. That's what's going to determine the price. So I cannot give you like a one price. Okay, it depends on what he would have used for you. And yes, we did go to Yousef Vice. And on the topic of Yousef Vice this year was at Beauty World. Let me show you. He was at Beauty World, and I got, no, don't worry, I got these 2 goodie bags. Okay, he's got generous sample sizes, okay, like this. So I got these off Beauty World, but I have taken out the 5, okay, the 5, because it's a repetition of the same thing. The very first one I got is, I want to talk about is Tar, right? Tar is, this is the one that is less impressive to me because it does dry down a lot like Oud Maracuja, okay? Like a raspberry, woody, leathery type of a fragrance. So this I'm not going to spray. I think you pretty much, know it's going to be another rendition. It's not exactly like Oud Maracuja, but kind of reminds me of that. And then there's Fungus Fungi. What I did with Yousef Vice fragrances is I sprayed them offhand. This also is not my favorite. It has a mushroom note. Now, if if you're like me and mushrooms are the order of the day wherever you come from, then you will know. If I'm gonna just pick it up, if you are around mushrooms, then it depends on how you are going to perceive in a fragrance. But this is like a one I would say is not a safe blind buy, very very nichey, and the other, in fact, four. Okay, remember I said Yousef Vice. This is from Yousef Vice. This is the only one I would say reminded me of something. Now, fungus fume, nothing comes to mind except that this is a weird sour, a little bit green. It is more like a sensory type of thing where it's the sort of fragrance I would want to spray. Let's say, for instance, I want to be in a certain mood. Okay, this would be calming, but it's not fresh. This is very difficult to describe. I'm gonna bring you full reviews of this. I'm just gonna put it aside so that we don't waste a lot of time. The one I completely fell in love with, absolutely, and I would buy full size. Actually, I wish I had tested this before I left Dubai. This is one of the best fragrances out there that I've ever smelled. Right, there's gonna be, of course, maybe a familiarity in the sense that it is musky, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, it's feminine, it's delicate, but it's got presence. Okay, beautiful fragrance. I absolutely love this one. It is a gourmand without being a gourmand. Okay, gourmand in the sense that there's going to be some cacao there, so you should expect like a chocolatey, you should expect like a chocolatey sweetness in this fragrance, but it doesn't stick to that. It sticks mostly to that powdery, even lotiony vibe. It's called White Temptation. This is a winner, for me, from the house of Yousef Vice. And then we have Smoking Amsterdam. Okay, this I thought was going to be very smoky. It's not, but it does carry that light smoky scent. It's not a smoky, quintessential smoky scent like the by the fireplace type of situation. You're not going to get that with this. However, it is also a green woody scent that is aromatic. It pushes forward the green thing more than the smoke thing. So that is what I perceive mostly about this. The greenness being very leafy, okay, very leafy. The smokiness in this not even being like incensey, just like a, not really smoky. It's more of, if you're to purchase this, just expect a green scent that's woody, okay? But again, it speaks to the artistry of perfumery from Yousef Vice himself, because he is one person I was so happy to get to get samples of, because he's a perfumer and I wanted to try what he would bottle in a perfume, like what perfumes he would sell under his brand. And I'm happy that I have 5, 2 that I don't like, but the other ones will work. The last one from Yousef Vice is going to be Tears of Poppy. Yousef Vice has got a website. I'm not being sponsored. He's got a website. If you are interested in any one of these, you can. I have a question. I am deciding a perfume layering with Bianco Latte. Which one do you suggest more, Swiss Arabian, Oud Tonka, or no, Toffee Vanilla is probably going to be buried in Bianco Latte. I'd say Oud Tonka. Okay, I think you're talking about Shahaf Oud Tonka. I think Shahaf Oud Tonka might be a better combo than Vanilla Toffee, because that would be like gourmand on gourmand, okay? Whereas Shahaf Oud Tonka, in as much as a sweet scent, you couldn't possibly say it's a quintessential gourmand. So that would probably work if you want, if you want to do a layering combo. So Tears of Poppy is fresh, green, spicy. I get a lot of ginger from this. Now we move on to the ones you guys know. Okay, we have the house of Lash, but allow me again to hype Proud Mary before I go into the house of Lash. This is our own creation, guys. I would appreciate if you do consider purchasing this fragrance, 120 ml. Created this fragrance with a partner under Macedon Perfumes, a company that was established in 2024. This fragrance is going to be available, or rather is available, right here underneath on the YouTube store. You can purchase it directly. You can get it also on the TikTok store. If you're getting it on the TikTok store, you have to go on the Macedon Perfumes page. Then you can purchase it there. If you're getting it off Instagram, you have to go under CeeChronicles. On my page, there's a store you can purchase it there. However, you can purchase it on the website directly just by going on Google, www.macedonperfumes.com. Purchase Proud Mary, and remember to put that C15 off, C15 at the end before checkout. C, capital letter C, two small letters E, C from CeeChronicles, C15, and then you get 15% off. Fruity floral, unisex fragrance, 120 ml, straight up afar for all seasons. Now, and I'm gonna put the link right in the comment section. I'll pin that as well. From the house of Lash. Lash used to send me PR. I think they've sent me PR twice, but not anymore. And this is what we got from the house of Lash. Let me show you. Okay, these are the fragrances I got from the house of Lash. Okay, there was 2 each. I really wanted them. I really wanted the Naive. Is it Naive? Because they've got a new one. I wanted the Naive, the old and the new one, but these are the ones that were given out for PR. And this is Peach Velvet. This one is not open, guys, because it goes back again to that Peach Delulu type of. Maybe let me open it for you guys, because maybe you'll say, oh, you should have. But I remember when I sniffed this at Beauty World, it immediately took me to Peach Delulu. So I had said to myself, I'm not going to open it. And mine is actually in transit. Remember, I was with Maima. So this is Maima's set. I don't know what she's going to feel, how she's going to feel about me having opened this one. Peach Velvet. But I remember vividly that Peach Velvet reminded me a lot of Peach Delulu. So let's see if that has changed. Let's see. And this is the one thing that I don't know whether you guys feel the same too, where sometimes you wish these fragrance houses would give us different DNAs, because you got Peach Delulu, now you've got Peach Please, and then you've got this, and then you've got, and they're all peach centered. It kind of, becomes a little bit redundant. However, if it confuses you, I can tell you from an angle of having been in the fragrance review industry for years that they won't all be the same, right? They won't all be the same, but of course, you might not be able to tell them apart. Like, say you had Zamaya Peach Please and then this Peach Velvet. May not be, you may not be able to tell them apart, but if you've been, around the block for long and you know what strength a certain house has versus the other, then that should be what influences you to purchase whatever fragrance, despite it or the DNA, being repetitive. Okay. So this to me, as I said, is actually nicer to my nose than Peach Delulu, which is a fragrance that I smelled for the first time from the House of Paris Corner, centering on the same notes that Zamaya have used in their Peach Please. Absolutely love this, right? So if you ask me, I would say, let's say I was in front of a counter and there was a Peach Delulu and this is what I'd probably walk out of a store with, right? Now, Lash in itself is not a bad house. And this Lash one is kind of gentler to my nose. Remember I said this one is intense and the guava is what. This is gentle. It gives you the same vibe, right? And if that works for you and the note proportions that certain companies use, then you can use that as a deciding factor, right? And I'm glad, that after watching, there was one video that was done by Nib that I watched where he was explaining that there's what they call formula salesman or something like that that will have a formula. A formula hits the street, the salesmen have it, and they go from house to house saying, oh, we've got this formula. Let's say the Delina's formula. Now it depends on the house whether they just want to bottle it as is, play around with it, etc., etc. So those are some of the things that you perhaps want to look at this point in time when it comes to fragrances, you know, coming from the Middle East. That, okay, if we want to get 10 peach scented fragrances, which peach do I want? Which house do I prefer to buy this DNA from? Because you and I, or you would know certainly that it's going to be centered on that, you know, theme and vibe. Now this one feels as though, yes, there is that peach, and the peach is so heightened, and it's kind of spiky, where it makes it quite difficult to tell it apart from other notes. But it feels like there's more than just the peach, where it's probably peach and what you call those that are like peach nectarines, maybe apricots, even maybe a little bit of some mango and the guava. I don't know. But would I keep both the Zucruf and this and the Delulu? No, I would certainly keep the Zucruf. I wouldn't mind, you know, letting go of this one, and I wouldn't mind letting go of the Delulu. Okay, so this was the other one from the house of Hadlaj. Which was the other one? Let me see. There were two, right? Where did I put the other one? Oh, okay. All right, so then there is Ria. This is the second one. So the PR from Hadlaj was Peach, Velvet, and Ria. And as I said, I would have loved it if I had gotten the Naive. I'd have loved that, because they now have a new one, and I don't know why they didn't put that one in PR, because I think a lot of people would have loved that than perhaps a DNA that keeps recurring. Okay, so this is Ria. Okay, it's got the grooves there, and that's the bottle. I do not like this bottle. I don't know, there's something about it that's just, I don't know. Okay, so Ria, I think I did smell this in store. Okay, this is a gentle floral, like a light peony floral, slightly rosy, lychee type of scent, fruity, light, but sweet. Okay, feels as though it's a tweaked up version of Care Fusion. That's how it feels. So enough said, I'm gonna put this one to the side. We move on to the next because we want to finish. Okay, now Arabiat. Okay, Arabiat. I don't know whether I mentioned that. I'm not sure whether these houses, we're buying these packages from the same company. These what you call this kind of presentation that's fluorescent. Paris Corner had a similar one, and I did notice other people from other houses moving around with bags like this. So Arabiat gave us something similar. The PR actually came like this, not with this, right? But before I did this video, I asked Maima to bring her macaron, because she got caramel chocolate while I got the lemon sorbet. All right, so I said, just give me the caramel chocolate so that maybe I can just I can show you guys a close-up. So this, we didn't review this at Beauty World. I remember when I got to this point, or maybe I did, you know, I did. Somebody asked me with that, this one smells like something they've already got. And this one, Maima said something earlier. She said it smells almost similar to the Alwatania Tabby's what? Chocolate? Yeah, it smells a lot like that. A lot like the Tabby's. This is the bottle. Close up. Okay. It's very chocolatey, caramelly, praline, toffee-like. Okay. Toffee-like. Now I'm perceiving some similarities in this and vanilla toffee, but like a tweaked version of. Okay, so this is Maima's bottle. Very happy to take it back. Thank you so much, Maima, for giving me a bottle. She's right next to me here, you know, taking the packages away because there's just so much. Now, this is the PR I got from Arabiat. They did say that they haven't got a lot of the new fragrances available immediately. They managed to get the fragrances to Beauty World for display and for sampling for the distributors and anyone who may. You recommend Assad? Yes, absolutely. Assad, the one for men, but I would say try the Elixir if you want something different, because Assad for men is a Yousef Vice clone, if I'm not mistaken, but Litafa now has Assad Elixir. So you could try that if you wanted. The perfume oil is expensive. You never said ever. So
I didn't understand that one too.
I don't. Yeah. No. The perfume oil is expensive. You never said ever. So I'm asking from Dubai. Um. If you're asking about perfume oils from Dubai, I'm just going to answer it as best as I can. Perfume oils from Dubai are going to differ from store to store. I've never gone to Dubai to look for perfume oils, but perfume oils in Dubai are everywhere. And generally, I'll think they're cheaper than the perfumes, I think. There's a lot of perfume oil shops, especially in the souk. Unfortunately, those same stores don't advertise. I did a full video on perfume oils on this channel as well as on my second channel, right? And that video had, I think it's closing on 50k views. Everybody kept on asking me where they can get. Guys, when I plug you or when I come here with a product, I'm not affiliated to any of, the owners of the products that I talk about. This is a passion of mine. I just love sharing fragrance as a passion. So I wouldn't be able to give you details like, oh, call this number or what. I can tell you or lead you to a website if they do have, or a platform if they do have. But what I noticed with most of the oil manufacturers, they don't have. They're not on the websites. However, if you're just looking for oils, you could try, what's the name of that website? The Middle Eastern one, not Amazon, AE. There is, oh, okay, if it comes to mind, I will tell you. There is a website where you can buy fragrances and stuff. I've seen a couple of oils there. Okay, so this is from the house of Arabiat. Beautiful presentation. I like that I can reuse this because I've got a lot of minis flying about and a lot of vials. So this is going to help me with that problem. And then I love that they hooked us up with all the gourmands. All the gourmands. I'm not sure if there is other fragrances that are not gourmands. No, it's all the gourmands, because I'm seeing here it says pecan, vanilla, French vanilla latte, vanilla cream, matcha latte. Yeah, so it's all the gourmands, mango affogato. Yeah, so I will give you full reviews for those who said they didn't get much from my video that I did at Beauty World, because this we have all of them in 3 ml decants. The theme, remember, was gourmand. So Arabiat threw the macarons, okay, and they threw these, okay, because the theme was gourmand. So this came with a PR package, and my full bottle, put it by the bed. My full bottle was lemon sorbet. I was so happy. I didn't have to fight with Maima for this, and I didn't have to ask for this. This is a one I was going out get, and I got that. So I was happy that I got the one I actually wished I would get. It never happens like that, guys. Never happens like that. Please remember to like and share. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. We are consistent. We try to bring you as much content as possible. Here is mostly Middle Eastern fragrances. Share the video, guys. That way it goes to a lot of people. Comment as well, guys. It's helpful with the algorithm. Share, subscribe, all the nice stuff. So here's a close-up of the lemon sorbet fragrance, okay? And again, we're going back to the gourmand craze. Remember I told you the theme was gourmand. So yes, Arabiat is at it. I remember seeing this and I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about the bottle, but I wouldn't mind smelling whatever it is, because lemon sorbet, that's just sounds nice, okay?
We ate a lot of sorbets.
Yes. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, this is very much what it is, what it represents. If you had, let's see, if you love lemon creams, just the cream, there's I'm trying to think. In my country, there's biscuits that have a cream that smells like this exactly. They are
Creams.
Lobel's lemon creams,
Lemon
right?
creams.
Exactly, exactly to the T, to the T. As far as the bottles are concerned, guys, I don't know. I mean, these are going to be a hit or miss for some. Some people are just going to be put off by these bottles. That was one observation I made at the, at Beauty World. I was thinking, I think, these brands may have overdid it when it comes to this packaging, because this packaging is a risk on its own. Now, imagine having a whole range of 30 perfumes in this packaging. That may be okay, but imagine as a buyer, you having 30 perfumes or 50 or 100 perfumes in this sort of packaging. It may be not such a good idea from the brand's point of view, but if you're looking at selling maybe just one, or you're a buyer, you're just buying one like myself, that's fine, right? Where it wouldn't really be in your face or annoying. So I feel when it came to the packaging, they kind of pushed it. They could have perhaps just come up with a standardized bottle, maybe just add like like fun colors to the bottle, like what they did with, I wish Mima could, no, she will switch off the ring light if she does, the raspberry ripple bottle. They could have continued with that. Arabiat, that is. They have a fragrance called raspberry ripple. Even if I take that, I'll drop everything. They have a fragrance called no, mine, I think show that. But don't miss my ring light, because it's right there. It's right there. I just want you guys to understand where I'm coming from with this thing, okay? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this bottle, right? I am just saying, from a business point of view, it's a little bit of a risk. If I were to be the business owner, I don't think I would make an entire range of fragrances in this packaging. More so that almost all the houses had some sort of packaging of some sort that represented gourmands. I mean, from donuts to cookies to dessert jar lookalikes to cupcakes and stuff. So from a brand's perspective, this to me might not be the one. However, from the same company, this is what I was talking about. This is also from Arabiat. This is also a gourmand. I wish they had continued with something like this and just change, the colors, where the lemon one would have had the lemon and all sorts of things, the chocolate one, that sort of thing. And then it becomes a line that, you push out like that. This is, to me, a little bit more classy than this. But again, it's personal preference. However, do I like this? Absolutely. I love the lemon sorbet. They nailed it. It's just lemon creams in a nutshell. Let me just spray this on my hair. It's so beautiful. This will make you hungry. This is the sort that will make you hungry. Can you smell that? Very nice. Very nice. Okay. If I should compare it to something on the market, let me just say this is just a wild card. If you wished Lira was a little bit more on the sour side, zesty side, get this. Get this, okay? It's not a Lira clone. This is doing its own thing, but I'm saying kind of gives me that, but more intense. Thank you so much, Tech Troy, for joining. Tech Troy is my son. He says, I love the aesthetics of the bottle. Thank you so much. My son is not a talker, so I had to say something there because he is not a talker. He's not a YouTuber. He's not a social media person. And then we have French Avenue. From French Avenue, I was personally gifted 3 fragrances by Nip. That's Aromatics, right? And one of the fragrances when I got here seems to have been mistakenly packed in that bag that I sent to Karim. Okay, Karim is an Uber service, a UAE Uber service. Karim is not a person that I know, in case you guys will start asking who's Karim. Okay, Karim is like Uber. That is the name of the service in Dubai. So remember I told you I was at the airport 8 hours early because I wanted to weigh my stuff at the airport and I wanted to make sure that I don't get to pay extra in terms of weight. But at the same time, I also wanted to make sure that I don't lose my fragrances, because overweight, you either pay extra or you throw them away. So let me know if you can hear me. Sorry, I just got a call, so it cut off the network. All right, let me know if you can hear me. Just say if you can hear me. Tech Troy, can you hear me? D, can you hear me? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Maima's right next to me, so she played my voice on the phone. Okay, so I got Tease Me, and this is from Aromatics, which is Nib. Nib has got a lot of fragrances. Nib has got a lot of fragrances, guys, that you should expect. Yeah, sure things. My sister was sitting there, so she's just signaling me that she's going. You froze at a good part. Oh, okay. Yes, I was saying what I did was I went to the airport 8 hours early. Whereas standard whatever procedure is you go 4 hours early. I did that because of the lesson I learned last year. You go to the airport. If you have extra luggage and you don't know whether it's extra or not because your hotel doesn't have a scale, go away in time, right? Now, if you're in Dubai and you have somebody that you can leave the excess luggage with, then whatever is excess, send it, call Karim is gonna come, which is the Uber service, take that and drop it to the next person, right? I actually tried to get Karim to take the bag to Sharjah. They don't do cross states. They don't do, what are they called? Cross.
City.
You're changing. Oh, she's gone with the cities. So it has to be Dubai for Dubai. Let me know if you can hear me again, guys. I don't know why I'll be getting so many calls at this time. So yeah, one of Nip's perfumes must have been mistakenly packed together with the fragrances that I left. So I only have two here. This one is called Tease Me, but I have a full video where I reviewed Nib's perfume. So this one we have a full review of, and we have it physically, so we can always bring it back again. Let me see where I can spray it while I hold everything. Guys, this content creation thing, not for my age. I'm getting too old for this. Okay, this is like vacation. This takes me to the seaside. This smells like those tallest palm trees. It's green, it's leafy. Feels as though it's got like a bamboo thing, but not dry bamboo, rather semi-dry, at least like almost green, but not also green intense. There's a bamboo accord in this. Okay, very summery, even also aquatic, a little bit green, no, a little bit clean, but more of that bamboo-y, even tea. I think there's a tea note in this. That's as much as I can say when it comes to this one, guys. It's called Tease Me. I think Aromatics is gonna bring us more than 10 perfumes more, because I saw a lot of Aromatics perfumes, guys. And then there is this one. This one is Magnetic. Okay, this is the one that's going to be masculine. It's very sporty. It smells a lot like like an after the like how you would smell if you have had. Just make sure to give me, I'm holding it like this so that I don't forget the fragrance world samples. This, you may want to, this is the mental shortcut to this Magnetic is, if you had a shower and you had a shower gel that's masculine or male scented, okay, aromatic, lavender, citrus, that sort of thing, that's what you're going to get from this. A little bit sweet, but really takes me to the shower, if you know what I mean. That's how this one smells like. So full reviews are going to come in due course, guys, because it's raining and the network might just disappear on us. Mental shortcut for this one, if you love Amouage Reflection Men, it's gonna do for you. Okay, right, now we go back to the samples. Got samples from French Avenue, but I also got discovery sets from French Avenue, which is the gourmand ones, the one that had the macrons. Those I had to leave. They're in the mail. I had to leave. Why? Because I think it was 4-pack or 3-pack. So it was just a lot. It said I had to pull out one. D says there's a bit of a delay. Oh, okay. It said I had to open the whole gift set and pull out one, or just let them go. So those ones are coming now from French Avenue. I have a couple of samples here. I'm not going to test them or try them with you because I'm going to bring full reviews. So the samples that I got home with is Safari Breeze, Mamara, okay. We did feature these ones in the live, okay. Ravine Ice, and the last one being, what is this? Nabatia. Okay. I think this one is the one that comes in that huge, giant, monstrous looking bottle. Okay. So we're going to bring those in due course. I'm almost done, guys. I am almost done. From the house of Orientica, I got this gift set, which I'm not gonna break down because we already have this. I would rather gift it to someone for Christmas. It's a discovery set, and these are how many mils? Maybe 5 mils. Let's put them at 5,
7, I
maybe
think.
7. Okay, so Mama is saying 7. There's Amber Rouge, Oud Saffron, Velvet Gold, Royal Blue, and Royal Amber. These I got from Orientica, but that's not the only thing I got from Orientica. I also got one full-size bottle, right, from the house of Orientica. And while I'm at it, let me say, Orientica did reach out to me and got me to join their affiliate program, where if you would love to buy, especially Nado Oud, I'm going to emphasize Nado Oud because I don't know whether all of them will have the same discount, but I think they will. I honestly think they will. Orientica, off their website, have I have a discount code with Orientica. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Which is C100. Okay, C100. If you go on the original Orientica website, the Orientica fragrances cost 250. By putting the code C, capital letter C, small letter E, and then 100 on the Orientica website at checkout, it slashes the fragrance. It slashes $100 off the fragrance. So you'll be able to get the fragrance at 149 or 150. I'm not sure. Okay, so it retails for 250, but if you use the code C100, you get it at $100 off. The email was pushing forward Nado Oud. So I don't know whether that discount code is going to apply only to Nado Oud or to any Orientica fragrances. However, if you love Orientica, I'd say try anyway. Go on the Orientica website. If you're looking for Desert Dusk, which is what I have, before you pay for it at checkout, try to use the code C100. Maybe it's the code that's across all of them. I don't know, right? But the letter said Nado Oud. Okay, so it came with this letter that says, we're truly grateful for your time and creativity in discovering our perfumes. Each fragrance is crafted to capture elegance, passion, and timeless beauty, and we hope it inspires your own unique story. Your support helps us to share the art of scents across the globe, with appreciation from the Orientica group. Orientica did not have the cookies. If they're going to have them, then we'll see. Remember I said a lot of the houses in the Middle East had this gourmand thing going on. The closest I would say to a gourmand that I smelled on the Orientica booth was one called Pistache. That one smells a lot like yam pistachio. Okay, that is the one I would say, yeah. I didn't see any of the gourmands, that I was seeing. So this one is Desert Dusk. Okay, they were not giving these ones as PR at the booth, especially for creators like us. They said they would send later. However, this particular one, they had a wheel that you could spin. Okay, so I spun the wheel and I got this one. So this is not, I wouldn't say this is PR per se. Okay, no, because there was a competition going on about this. And then it's got a blank card. Okay, and it's going to come with an authenticity, or how to authenticate your fragrance to ensure that it's genuine. Now, when a brand does this, guys, it could be that there are some counterfeits circulating. So don't take this one lightly. If you want to make sure that your fragrance is authentic, if it's from Orientica, just check this card or scan the QR code or take a photo of the fragrance, just to make sure that it's authentic, because it's one thing spending 150 on something that's a knockoff, it's just off, right? So it's got the QR code here, and there are apps, there's apps as well that you could just online take a picture of something. It will tell you whether something is authentic or not. I know Facebook does that, especially for fragrances. If you take a picture of a fragrance, if it's not authentic, they'll tell you it's not. Okay, this is beautiful. This is a musk. It's Desert Dusk. It's a musk. It smells like skin. It smells like lotion. It smells like something that will complement your your if you're big, on self-care. When I say it smells like you, I'm not saying like you after a whole day running a marathon. Okay, no one smells good after that, because they'll be smelling sweaty and stuff. What I get from Desert Dusk is you've just had a bath. You're big on self-care. You used your body scrubs to make sure that whatever you're going to wear after the bath is going to sink in and last longer. Trust me, that's what body scrubs do. They will open the pores. So whatever you wear on yourself, lotion, body oil, it will stay on you for longer and have you smelling good for longer. So this feels like you've had that bath, you've had the oil. It's not a heavily scented oil, and of course you have your lotion. Your lotion is not heavily scented, and then you splash on some baby powder, and your that musky feel. That's exactly how this fragrance smells like. Very beautiful. I likened it to Ella K by Musk K by Ella K, one of those very musky forward fragrances, and it is a winner for me. I tested the pink one. That one reminded me a lot of Jelena, because of the rhubarb and stuff. And then the pistachio, like I said, smelled a lot like yam pistachio, but this didn't smell like something I'd smelled all over Beauty World. And if you follow my second channel, you will know that I did say of the Ella K fragrances I have, I would love to purchase Ella K in full size. I got my Ella K in an advent calendar last month, that I got one of the best bottles. Yes, yes, absolutely. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I got my Ella K off an advent calendar that I got from Skins Cosmetics. And Nicola says, hey everyone, joined late. Thank you so much, Nicola. Please remember to hit the like, share, subscribe if you're not. Miss T Nicole, please subscribe. It helps the channel grow. It really does help the channel grow, guys. YouTube is one of the hardest places to grow. But if you have a following that supports, you can grow. So please hit the like, hit the share button, and subscribe if you're not. If you'd love to help the channel in any way to be able to bring content consistently, we now have the super thanks button, super share, and super stickers. You can utilize any of those. When I started, at the beginning of this video, I did mention that lives are not monetized the way regular content is. Why? Because I'm here for 2 hours. They don't know what I'm talking about. So the lives, though, they're the best for me, if you ask me, because there's no editing involved. You may go on for 2 hours for $2. That's basically what I'm saying. So I guess the super thanks, super chat, and super stickers, is a feature that you can utilize, especially when somebody is on live, because then it helps, it helps as revenue for the channel, and of course it also supports the creator. So Desert Dusk, from the 5 or 6 that were highlighted at the stand, this was my favorite. However, make sure you love musky scents that complement the skin, scents that are flawless, elegant, quiet, luxury, that sort of thing. Not fragrances that are going to be beastly and doing the talking, that sort of, oh, smell me before you, whatever. This is not going to give you that, but it's just a beautiful fragrance overall. And if not for the price, this would also be a gorgeous one for bedtime. I would even wear this. Oh my, this is beautiful. This is nice. I think it's got a coconut thing as well. Okay, and then next up, this is actually on my tray. Okay, I do lay out a tray every month of the fragrances that I wish to pay more attention to. It helps me use up most of. Don't forget to shop proud. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, my mom. You know, it helps me to concentrate on certain fragrances, right? Thank you so much for the thank you so much for the super thanks, the introverted natural. Thank you so much. I appreciate. So I do a tray system because it helps it helps with making sure that I concentrate on certain fragrances, but I do not stick to just the tray. I will also, wear some of my fragrances. So this is also from a creator, guys. Nothing you see, when a creator gets to this, especially on their own, because Adesua Gift, I think she is of Nigerian origin but British and now residing in the UAE. This is her labor of love, right? She does small batches. I think this is the first or second or third. Her company is called Alabaster, okay? And this is called Bold Essence. She sent me this fragrance. She gave it to me to try out after she tried Proud Mary. It's a beautiful fragrance. You can purchase it directly from her on Instagram, because on her bio it says DM to purchase, so you can purchase this one off her Instagram. It's got the notes and it's got a little pamphlet. Very heavy fragrance. This is a smell me before you see me. This is a rich, fragrance. Oh yeah, my show, she says it was a sacrifice in breaking. Oh, okay. I don't want to look distracted. She was showing me the history behind Alabaster. Okay, so it comes with this pamphlet, guys. This particular fragrance is 50 ml. It's an extractor buffer. The notes are peach, Italian bergamot, apple blossom, pink pepper, and the heart is white amber, lily of the lily of the valley, not value, pineapple blossom, and the base is leather, vetiver, dry woods, musk, patchouli, white rose. She used heavyweight notes and not in moderation. So this is going to be a fragrance that if you love beast mode, you're gonna love, this fragrance. It opens up very busy for me, but the dry down is majestic, and we wear fragrances for the dry down, not necessarily the opening. So this is one that I would say, if you got this and you sprayed it for the first time, give it time. It really is a beautiful fruity. It highlights mostly that peach, but the peach works with the heavy notes, that leather, the woods, the spices, that sort of thing. So it becomes a peach in woods and spices and florals. So there's going to be a little bit of some greenness as well in this fragrance. Now, before I get to the last, I'm not yet back.
Your feed is looping. Their messages are not coming in. Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. We just left with 3, and the weather is playing up. So I'm gonna try and snap this up. Can you play me there? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. It's the weather. It's beyond me. I was about to say, just after I spoke about this one, this is a product of a fellow content creator. Her name is Adesua Gift. You can check her out on Instagram. She is more on Instagram, but I see her posting shorts on YouTube. She created this fragrance. She only does small batches to support her brand. You can buy via DM. That's what her Instagram says. And I had just also started talking about Proud Mary. I was saying this is a fragrance that I created with the help of someone from the CeeChronicles family. It is a fragrance that is still for sale. We made 2,500 bottles. It's a limited release. It's off the brand Macedon Perfumes. Macedon Perfumes is also a brand that I established with the same partner I'm talking about that funded this fragrance. Macedon Perfume stands for Maima, which is my daughter. Cecilia, that's myself, you see there, and then Brendan, that's my son. The company itself is in the United States. We intend to make more fragrances. This particular one is a limited release, my nose to yours. It is very, it's a very high concentrated fragrance. It's an extrait de parfum. It's a fruity floral. It's spicy. It's woody. It does dry down sweet and vanilla, and it also has notes of tonka and a little bit of patchouli. If you haven't gotten yourself a bottle, you can. I am going to link the link that takes you directly to the website and pin it on the comments. However, even right here on YouTube, just below, you'll see there's a store, the Macedon Perfume store. You can go there and purchase your bottle. At checkout, just use the code C15. It's going to give you 15% off. C capital letter EE, C from C Chronicles, CEE, and then 15. It'll give you it'll give you 15% off. This is a unisex fragrance. Anyone can wear this fragrance, genderless, ageless, all seasons. Now, to wrap up this video, let me show you what I got from the house of Afnan. Okay, Afnan, I got 9 p.m. elixir. This is going to be for the gents out there, although if you're a woman and you love, woody, spicy, even leathery scents, it's going to work for you. This draws inspiration of Jean Paul Gaultier Lamel elixir, I think. I'm just gonna spray it quickly, but I personally feel a lot of gents are gonna like it more unless it's someone with a collection and they're accustomed to a lot of fragrances. So this I got off PR. I don't think this one is new, because I think I've seen it around, but it's new, of course, to my collection. It's called 9 p.m. elixir. And Afnan didn't stop there. They actually gave me 3, so let me show you the next one. This one is called Linked. Okay, Linked Forever. It is in this pink or peach packaging. So this is definitely for the ladies out there. Oh, what is this? I thought there was something extra there. It actually has a pull-out string. So I'm the one who's just doing things the hard way, because I've noticed sometimes these strings will snap. So this is a closed bottle, guys. I love the details. It's a very heavy bottle. If I held this for like 10 minutes straight like this, my hand could actually start aching. It's heavy, okay? And I'm just going to tell you my first impression, second or third, because it's not new. I've already unboxed this fragrance, okay? Linked, and I believe this one is more for women than for men. This is tuberose, white florals, yellow florals. Tuberose ylang is going to feel very bubblegummy there. It also has a waxy magnolia, okay? So this is a floral that's creamy also because of the coconut, but feminine, okay? Feminine, not too harsh, or not harsh at all. If I say too harsh, it means it kind of is, but no. This is a soothing, bold, yellow floral. It's creamy. The only thing I need to try out more when it comes to this fragrance to see whether it's not going to get heady, because the florals here, especially that ylang, is doing a lot. It mixing with the coconut, I hope it doesn't get to a point of, because I don't like heady fragrances, but it's a good one. This gives me feminine vibes. If you like fragrances like Supreme Bouquet, you're gonna love this. In terms of just comparisons, or if you like fragrances like a nymph for the the Gucci nymph for the, that tuberose banana-y yellow floral Santani fragrance, you're gonna love this, okay? It's off the Gucci private line. I'm trying to think of the name. It's a nymph for something. We have brought it here before. If you love that, you're gonna love this, or Supreme Bouquet, okay? And then the last one is going to be this one. I hope I've spoken about all of them, because I'd hate to find some random bottle somewhere lonely, So we have another linked. This time it's gray. I remember seeing this one at Beauty World, and the first thing that came to mind was, oh, that bottle looks like a BDK bottle. What do you think? Especially the gray one. Okay, the gold one, the gray one looks like a BDK bottle, but no, this one has nothing to do with Gris Chanel. It's just that visually it reminds me of that, heavy as well, like the link for women. The cap is heavy as well. That's what I like about this one. So this is really good quality. Juice, bottle, cap, presentation, everything, because we had a hard box as well. So this is linked. This one is on the masculine side. If you're a man, you're probably gonna love this. It pushes forward that citrus, those citruses, the sour citrus, and it is also aromatic. It also pushes forward like a sour cardamom. So this is mostly on the green, tangy style of things. Okay, not so much of florals or anything, but just the green. And the green is not like fresh out of the shower, because it's intense and sour and tangy. Okay, so that's mostly what this fragrance is going to come across as. This is most likely going to be favored by the gents because of just that, masculine. When you get you see, we no longer put gender to fragrances, but we were, for the longest time, variation, green and sometimes fresh and cologne and stuff. When I say it's going to be favored more by the gents, that's basically what I mean. But it wouldn't be that I'm saying only men will be able to wear this. No. So yes, we did get PR from Afnan. I love this one. It's got a little bit of a bubblegum tease, but I personally wouldn't go to the store and buy this one. I can see myself buying the linked for women, but this one maybe not. But it's a nice addition to the collection. Very good quality. I love the house of Afnan. So that's it. That's what I got at Beauty World. Now let me talk about what I did not get. I was at Swiss Arabian. I was able to do a video in Swiss Arabian as well as out of Swiss Arabian, which is at a store. I didn't get PR from Swiss Arabian, which is their Vanilla 01 and their Ember something. I didn't get those in PR. However, they did say that they were going to mail them. So all I'm saying is I haven't received them in the mail yet. And as I said, the PR situation this year was not as what I thought it was gonna be. Granted, I mean, these companies have to make money as well, and Beauty World is an event that thousands of people go to. So having PR fly around can be a little bit on a tricky side, unless companies do the decants, just like what Arabiat did. I think it was a clever way of making sure that people get all their fragrances without the company itself taking a knock. Giving full-size bottles, yes, helps, sounds good, makes somebody feel great. The one who's received the fragrance is obviously happy they have a full size, but for the company, it may be a little bit costly, more so that there's so many content creators out there, a lot of people talking about fragrances. Oh yeah, thank you, Shant of the Neve. That's the one I was trying to think of. Thank you, D. I have proper frig hits, yeah, and I love it. I love it. Every time I get stuck, you guys, got me. So yeah, that's the one I was talking about. If you love a Shant for the Nymph, it kind of vibes like that, Or I would say test it first, just so that you don't get disappointed. I would test it first if I was me, because I've had that fragrance, so I wouldn't go online and buy without testing. But if you have never tried that fragrance, no, it's beautiful. It's ylang, coconut, tuberose, magnolia, creamy, waxy, floral, white floral, lotiony, that sort of thing. That's what you're going to get from the linked for women, Shant for the Nymph. Yeah, that's what you're going to get. Fragrances that are yellow floral sometimes can turn buttery to some noses and sometimes turn banana-y to some noses. So it just depends whether you like that. Some can turn milkshakey, like lemon milkshakey to the noses. So if you like that, then you're definitely going to love Link. So I was saying in conclusion, I didn't get PR from Swiss Arabian. They said they were going to mail it. I don't know if they will, but they haven't. and but I did manage to give you two reviews, actually, one review in a store and another one that's yet to come, of the new vanilla O1 and the shahaf. And I didn't get PR from Latafa, which I wasn't expecting really, because even last year it's not like Latafa was giving PR as such. We got a couple of samples, but that was it. So get PR from Latafa, didn't get PR from Swiss Arabian. I don't have anything new from Al Haramain. Ajmal, honestly speaking, I did not manage to go to Ajmal because this 3 days was super hectic. Ajmal Rasasi, I did not manage to go. Which other company did I? French Avenue, we literally did as much as we can. And French Avenue does from time to time send PR. They're not like as hands-on to me as Paris Corner, but they will send PR, especially if you throw a message from time to time. They will send PR. So probably going to receive a few of the French Avenues. The Fragrance World ones I put, for shipping later, because there were gift sets. That's what they gave us, over gift sets, but in a full bottle size, like maybe even this tall, but smaller in quantity. So it would be like maybe 50 mils times 4. So it was going to complicate things. Here's another company that we did not manage to get PR off because they were praying. No. The one that do non-alcohol fragrances. Hamidi. I got the history of Hamidi, and with Hamidi, they actually didn't have. They just had like prototypes, and the owner was there, but they were praying, because even at Beauty World, they have moments where the booth will still be open, but you will get attended to by some of the staff, but the owners maybe not, because they will be in a prayer session. So what I learned from the House of Hamidi is their fragrances are non-alcoholic. And reason behind that is the owner, a lady, chose her brand to be like that because of the fact that their religion doesn't allow alcohol, something along those lines.
She's the husband
if I think it's a husband and wife combo. The Hamidi could have alcohol. Wait a minute. Hamidi in itself could have.
Hamidi does not have alcohol. The one that has alcohol is Afnan.
Hamidi is part of Afnan.
Yes.
Okay, Maima has just corrected me. Thank you so much. Okay, so Afnan, Hamidi. I'm going on Maima now, and I think she could be right because they explained this to us, but I forget a lot. I thought the one that was part of Afnan was Zamaya, honestly.
Wait.
Make sure.
I know. I think Hamidi is part of Armaf.
Yes, I think, is it?
It's not part of Afnan.
Okay, it's not. Anyway, here's the thing.
Yeah, a part of Sterling Perfumes. Armaf.
Yes. So Hamidi is part of Afnan. Amaf. Hamidi is part of Amaf, right?
Hamidi is a sub-brand of Amaf.
Yes. Hamidi is owned by the wife.
Yeah.
She was there, okay? But I didn't get to talk to her in person. However, the staff explained to me that most of their fragrances, yes, the daughter. It could be that a certain line, not all of them, because I'm trying to think. I've had Hamidis before. I can't say they were non-alcoholic. So not all of them. There is like a sub-line within Hamidi, okay, that's non-alcoholic. They smell the same, but they did say that the lasting power may need, a little bit of some touch-up, because what alcohol does in a fragrance, it kind of gives it the push, okay? So they have a sub-brand.
All of them are non-alcoholic.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Since the very beginning, all of them.
Hamidi, all of them. Oh, okay. Maima has just researched for me. Okay, so now I've got my facts right. Forgive me, guys. It's not easy to be 45 and a content creator at the same time, running 10 channels at the same time. That's just me being goofy. Jesus loves you. Say, I love your channel. I subscribed a while ago. Thank you so much. Thank you. Says, congratulations for your proud Mary Perfume. I love Perfume too. You also have a massive amount of perfume. God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, the love. Thank you. I appreciate. Yes. Now, to wrap this video up, I was saying Hamidi. Now, Mima has gone back to research, and I think I was onto something. Although I was now getting confused or confusing myself, thinking, no, what am I saying? Okay, so Afnan, Amaf, and Hamidi are, sister brands or brother brands, whichever way you want to call it. Hamidi is the one that is owned by the lady, the wife, and all her lines or all her perfumes are alcohol free. I asked why. Not that I'm crazy about alcohol scented fragrances, but it just got me interested in knowing why. And the answer from the daughter was because she wanted something that's also going to respect or align with the Muslim religion, where they don't take alcohol. So if you are anti-alcohol in fragrances, or you want to purchase fragrances for your kids, because there is a lot of
Fumes.
fumes in actual perfumes, and